very good afternoon to all to be present there. Myself, Engineer Lavneesh Talwar, presently working as Head of the Department in Electrical Engineering Department, Yogananda College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu. Today, we will discuss about some energy conservation techniques or some energy conservation opportunities by adopting these tips or by adopting these energy conservation opportunities. You can save your energy to a greater extent. So if we talk about this energy conservation techniques and how you can conserve this energy, first of all, this all thing is related to the most important law that is called as the transformation of energy, according to which energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to the another form. So by adopting simple measures, you can save your energy to a greater extent, because in today's scenario, your generation rate of energy is very low, but your consumption rate of energy is very high. And if you use this energy in the same way that we are using, so the time will come when we have no energy. Now it's the time you have to save your energy. So energy conservation is the practice of decreasing the quantity of energy used while achieving a similar output at the end of the usage. On the larger scale, energy conservation is the element of energy policy. It should be seen that 1 unit of electricity saved is equal to 3 to 4 units of electricity generated. One of the most important point that you should be kept in mind for saving of the energy or for saving of energy conservation, that your cheap and substandard gadgets consume more power as compared to the expensive standard gadgets, and they are proved to be costlier on a longer run. Consideration should be given to the life cycle cost rather than the capital cost while purchasing any gadgets. It should be always kept in mind that electricity saved is money saved. So keeping all these points that I have discussed with you, we are on a track to conserve the energy so that our future generation will get this energy for doing a number of ways. As I had already tell you that in few days back or few years back, your generation rate of energy is high but your consumption rate of energy is low. But now today the whole scenario will change, and if this process will be goes so on, then you're coming in the time you have no energy, because in this scenario the total scenario will have changed. Now the generation rate of energy is very low, but your consumption rate of energy is very high. So it's the time we have to conserve the energy. Now in this talk, we have seen that there are many domestic sectors where we can consume the energy. Like major application is basically your appliances that we can use in our household that contribute about 55% of energy consumption, whereas your space heating that is required for cooling as well as heating purpose, it will take 24% of energy consumption. Your water heating take around 5%, as well as your lighting will take around 12%. So these are the areas where we have to conserve the energy by adopting simple measures, by adopting simple techniques, so that we can conserve the energy. If we talk about in India, India has a very high potential of renewable power. In India, the only way is that thing we have to extract that energy. Like if you see, we have Andhra Pradesh is there. It is about 8% of potential of renewable sources of energy. You have Gujarat, that is about 14%. J&K we have 7%. Like Karnataka we have 12%, and so on. So every state of the India or a UT of India has a potential of renewable energy, but only thing is that thing we have to extract that energy. So if you extract that energy, so your conventional ways of energy, like we have to get energy from your coal, the petroleum products, and you can say that your thermal is changing. Now we have to convert, we have to divert, we have to focus on some non-conventional sources of energy, like you have wind, like you have solar, like you have geothermal. So for that thing, in our India, many of the states have the potential of your renewable power energy, but only thing is that thing we have to extract that energy. So that is why our central government of India, under the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, they are you can say that they are initiating many projects so that you can use your non-conventional sources of energy instead of your conventional sources of energy. So if I talk about energy conservation is the effort to make the reduce of energy consumption of energy by using less of energy services. This can be achieved either by using energy more efficiently, that is using less energy for a constant service, or reducing the amount of service used. The various principles that are involved in energy conservations are optimal control, optimize capacity, optimize load, use efficient processes, reduce losses, energy containment, examine energy conservation opportunities, and energy storage facilities. So by adopting, you can say that these measures, these are the principal guidelines on which you can conserve your energy in a greater extent. Now I have certain points that you can conserve energy in our domestic sector. So in domestic sector there are different type of you can say that areas where we can conserve the energy. The first of all I will take as a lightning system. So lightning system, one of the best energy saving device is the light switch. Turn off the light when not required. Second, as far as possible, use task lighting which focus the light where it is required or needed. For example, a reading lamp. The reading lamp the lights only the reading material rather than the whole room. Also, one important point here we have to discuss is that thing, your dirty tube lights and your bulb reflects less light and can absorb 50% of the light. So if you regularly clean your tube lights and the bulbs, then amount of light that will be focused on a particular area will be high. Also, you have the fluorescent tube lights and CFLs converts electricity to a visible light up to 5 times more efficiently than ordinary lamps, and thus save about 70% of electricity for the same lighting level. So by adopting these techniques, you can conserve your energy in a greater extent. Okay. So if I talk about energy conservation opportunities in case of a room air conditioner, so in case of room air conditioner, you all know that use of ceiling fan or a table fan at first line of defense against the summer heat. So ceiling fan, for instance, cost about 30 paisa an hour to operate, much less than the air conditioner, that is ₹10 rupees per hour. So the first line to defense the heat is your use of ceiling fan or a table fan, and thereafter you can use the air conditioner. You all know in order to get higher efficiency of your air conditioner, your window pans and your door pans are totally sealed. There is no leakage of the air should be there. So keep your doors and the air conditioner rooms closed as far as possible so that you can get a maximum efficiency of your air conditioner. Clean the air conditioner filters every month. A dirty air filter reduces the airflow and also damage the unit. And in this case, if you can say that filters are choked, then the compressor have to work more, so it can consume more energy. So you can clean up your filters at every periodically, you can say that every month or every 15 days, so that you can save the energy to greater extent. A good air conditioner will cool and dehumidify air in a room in about 30 minutes. So use a timer and leave the unit off for some time. So by adopting these simple techniques in our domestic sector, in particular case of room and air conditioner, you can save your energy to a greater extent. If you talk about refrigerator, we all know in every house we have a refrigerator, and this refrigerator can be used to refrigerate or you can say that put your food stuff material in the refrigerator so that it cannot be you can say that get not destroyed. So the one of the most important thing is that thing in refrigerator there is a motor or you can say that a compressor that generate heat. So allow enough space for continuous airflow around the refrigerator. If the heat cannot escape, the refrigerator cooling system will work harder and it can consume more and more energy. A refrigerator is a fine thing, but be sure allow air circulation inside. A manual defrost refrigerator accumulation of the ice reduces the cooling power by acting unwanted insulation. So defrost a freezer compartment regularly at a manual defrost refrigerator. So these are simple, you can say that the tips in case of your refrigerators. So your refrigerator consume less power and they are proved to be energy efficient devices in today's scenario. So I hope by adopting these simple techniques you can conserve your energy to a very greater extent. Lastly, we have also in domestic sector we have microwave ovens as well as electrical kettles. So microwave save energy by reducing the cooking time. In fact, one can save 50% on your cooking energy cost by using a microwave oven instead of regular oven, especially for small quantities of food. So we can use electrical kettle to heat the water. It is more energy efficient than the electrical cooktop element. When buying a new electrical kettle, choose one that has an automatic shut off button and has a heat resistant handle. So these are certain tips that we can use to conserve the energy in a greater extent. So here in this video or here in this episode, I will only tell you about simple tips. So by adopting these simple tips, you can conserve your energy to a greater extent. Hope you can get knowledge about how you can save the energy to a greater extent. In coming videos, we will come with you some another important tips and also the how you can conserve the energy in industrial sector as well as in agriculture sector. So it is all about. Thank you so much.